everyone, it's Paige and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to do a sit down video today. I haven't done a sit down video in a while. I'm going to update you a little bit on my life and what's been going on. Spoiler, nothing too exciting. But I also am going to talk about what I do for a living because I get a ton of questions on, Paige, what do you do? And are you a golfer? Are you a model? Or what's going on? So I'm just going to talk about all of that and give you a little life update, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So first up for life updates, I haven't traveled since February, so work has been weird. Everything that I've been doing from home and on golf courses around here, but I am excited because I'm going to go visit my sister in Colorado, so you'll be getting some Colorado golf course vlogs and some other fun stuff there, which I'm excited about because, again, I haven't traveled since the Players Championship. So I flew out to the Players Championship the night before the first round, the night before the first round. And that's kind of when everything went crazy with COVID. That's when they canceled the NBA season. Tom Hanks got COVID, and it was really crazy. So the next morning I flew all the way back to Arizona. That was the last time that I've been on a plane. And when I'm going to Colorado, I'm actually going to be driving, so we're still being as safe as possible and doing everything that we can. But it'll be nice to get out of Arizona for a little bit because I have been stuck here all summer and it's been very hot and not too much fun. So that'll be fun to kind of get out of here a little bit and go to Colorado. And work-wise, we're kind of working on a couple really exciting things that I can't wait to hopefully tell you about. Hopefully they actually happen, so who knows. I don't like to talk about things until it's like actually happening because I don't want to jinx it, especially with all this really cool, fun stuff that's coming up. Everything has been going well for me. It's just been, again, just kind of like a weird year for everyone, of course. Just trying to do my best, but it's been, so normally, during the summer, I'm traveling a lot, going to different events, and I'll cover this later in the what I do for a living portion of this video. But I've been stuck here, and so everything that I've been having to do for work, content-wise, has been either in this area, in my tiny apartment, or out on the golf course. And so it's been difficult to be creative with my content, and I think that, I don't want to say it's lacking, I think there's been a lot of improvements with certain things that I've been doing, but it hasn't been as exciting as normal because I don't get to go to all the events and all the cool golf courses. It's been interesting to have to be creative with my content and shoot new things. And it's also hard with golf because I feel that there's only so much you can do with golf, and I think this is actually a really big problem when it comes to golf instruction, that people try to come up with new drills and new ways to swing and new techniques, and it ends up actually confusing students or confusing people who are looking at this information because it's not necessary. They're just doing it because they have done how to hit a bunker shot tutorial 50 million times, and there's only so many times you can talk about one certain thing. And so, as you guys know, when it comes to my golf instruction, I try to keep it as simple and easy to follow as possible, but after a while it's like there's only so many drills and so many things that you can do. And so it's been hard to like rack my brain on what else I want to do, but how to still keep it like very simple and easy. So leave a comment down below on what you guys want to see when it comes to golf drills, golf tutorials. Be specific with the shots you want, and I'll cover those again. Okay, so now we're going to get into what I actually do for a living. So a lot of people ask me, are you a model? Are you a golfer? Well, I model professionally, and I have also played golf professionally, so technically I guess I'm both. But my official title is social media influencer, and I hate that more than anything because I think there are so many terrible influencers, social media influencers out there, that I don't like to fully associate myself with them. I focus on digital content, so that would be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, anything that is on a digital platform. That's what my focus is on. And so I create content, and a lot of companies will come to me to promote their products through my digital media content. And so that's literally what I do. I'll go to events, I'll promote events or whatever. People can hire me to run their social media. There's so many different things that I get to do, which I love. I love my job so much, and it's so much fun because I get to go to all these amazing golf courses and events, and I just have to like post about it. But it's not as easy as it sounds, because I think that, especially in golf, the market is so oversaturated with influencers now, and I feel like when it came to like those hot golf girls, I kind of paved the way for a lot of them. And it's frustrating for me because I think a lot of people will look at some of the other golf influencers out there and kind of associate me with them, and that's frustrating because a lot of them haven't played golf competitively or at a high level. A lot of them just picked up the game to get followers. A lot of people aren't in it for the right reasons. They just want free product. They are just almost on social media to show how much they're getting and show how great their life is. And for me, I see it more as a job. Like, I don't go to these events to show off that I'm there. I go there because I am hired by whoever's running the event to be there. And so I always take it very seriously. And I think a lot of people view influencers poorly because of the way a lot of influencers act. And I'm not proud of that. Like, I don't want to be associated with that. To me, I take it very seriously, and I love what I do. It's just marketing for me. I love the fact that I can create something interesting or silly, and that's a way to authentically market a product that I love. And I am very careful with the companies that I work with because I always want to promote products that I use and that are going to be helpful for you guys. And so it takes a lot of time to, one, build an audience, build an engaging audience, then work with companies that your audiences are going to love, and then kind of all comes together. I started this as a way to pay for my professional golf career. And so I'd work with companies to get either free equipment, free balls, or whatever it may be, because I didn't have the money to pay for them. And so I needed to do this. And I ended up realizing that I actually love this. I love this so much more. And I think that I am definitely more talented at this than I was at playing golf professionally. I feel that one of my special talents is that I can connect with a lot of people. And I think it's because I am so comfortable with being vulnerable and open and talking about my life. I love using my platform to talk about the struggles that I have and what I'm going through, and all the ups and the downs. And I want to get into this too. I've also I also understand my brand. I think a lot of people probably question the way I've gone about it, using my body for followers, whatever you want to call it, over sexualizing myself. But that's my brand, and I'm comfortable with it, and I've leaned into it, and I think that's also why I've been successful, because I don't shy away from that. I did in the beginning because I was really scared about it and I didn't like all the negativity, but now I'm kind of coming into my own, and I'm leaning into it, and I love it, and I love what I do, and I love being myself. And I think that's why everything has been working out a lot better for me now than it was a couple of years ago. So how do I go about working with companies? And I pride myself on working with companies who, when I click with, that they will let me be me. I think a lot of people tend to change who they are, change their content to get sponsorships or to work with other companies, and I've never done that. I've always kind of stuck true to myself, but it's really hard, and I feel in the beginning influencers were kind of the rebels and we could do what we wanted and say what we wanted because it didn't matter. We didn't need to please like big corporations. We only had to create interesting content for you guys. And now it's kind of switching over where digital content is becoming more mainstream and companies are going to influencers compared to going to a TV commercial or an ad in a magazine or a billboard. They realize that you can get more eyes on your product when you have an influencer promoting your product. And so I feel like a lot of influencers have kind of changed the way that they approach their content, and they're just doing whatever they need to do to please their the company that they're working for, and I hate that. I hate that because I feel like every time you look on social media now, there's always like a new ad, and you can tell that that's not authentic to the influencer. You can tell that it's just being forced by the company. On one half, I totally get it because like this is our job and this is how we need to make money, but on the other hand, I don't like when people promote products and lie about the products that they're using, and then their followers are frustrated with them, and it actually hurts other influencers who are authentic because no one's going to trust them anymore because everyone just thinks we're slinging out all these products that we don't believe in, and that's not necessarily true. I would never work with a company that I don't like them, I don't believe in them just for money. So I've turned down a lot of deals because it just didn't feel right for me, because I didn't want to promote something that I know you guys like, one, didn't like, or I didn't like, just for a paycheck. The next question I always get is, where do you see yourself in 5 years doing this? And it's hard because digital media is still new and it's progressing and ever changing, and so I don't know what platforms are going to be popular in the next 5 years or 10 years. I mean, Instagram could completely disappear, and that's my biggest platform, and it's scary to think about because I have put so much time and effort into that, and then one day it's like, that's not cool anymore, we're gonna have to move on. So at times it's not really a safe job, and I don't have any job security, which definitely stresses me out, but I try to expand past just having an Instagram account. So that's why I have my YouTube channel, and I'm working on other deals that don't rely so heavily on just promoting things on Instagram, and then also working with companies as a social media expert so they can hire me to tell them what to do, how to be better in social media, which is fun. And then also my podcast. And I know I haven't talked much about my podcast, but it's called Playing Around. You can find it anywhere that you get your podcast. But I think the podcast has been something that has really gotten me out of my shell and comfortable with not being so scared. Okay, so you guys know that the golf industry is very conservative, and it's always scary that knowing that you could get fired or be blacklisted by just saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. And I've always been, I think, more on the, it's going to sound crazy to you guys, but I've been more on the conservative side with things that I have or have not said. Even though I show a lot of skin, I still have never really said anything too controversial. And I talked about this before, but I ended up getting fired from a job that I had based off of an Instagram post that I put up. And it wasn't a bad post at all. I was talking about having a big ego as a guy, and I had some innuendos kind of stuck in there, and they didn't like it and they fired me. And I was so distraught at first, and then I got mad. And that's kind of where the podcast came about, because I was like, I don't want to work for companies who can tell me what to do. I have to say this, I have to do that, and I can't have any creative freedom with what I post. And I know you guys are probably thinking, well, Paige, you just post pictures of yourself, or you just post golf swings, or you just do this. But there have been different posts where I try to show more of like a sexy, funny side, and that's definitely my personality, and I love doing that. And my content is never supposed to be taken seriously. I do not want to have serious content. I want it to be fun and light and just silly. And so I want to work with companies that allow me to do so. And so that's why the podcast has been so great for me, because I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, whenever I want to talk about it. I have put so much into my podcast, and the very beginning episodes were, I wouldn't say rough, but I was new at this. It's still new. I think we're only like 30 some episodes in, but it's difficult to do a podcast. I mean, you have to really prepare for it and try to be entertaining, and everyone is talking about the same stuff all the time. So how can you make that different? And since there is no visual component to a podcast, I wanted to prove to myself that I can do this without relying on, what I look like. And so, and then again, there's nothing wrong with that. I know my brand, I like doing that, it's fine, but it's just been fun to do the podcast and to kind of test myself and push myself out of my comfort zone and things that I've always done before. I really hope that you guys can go check it out and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and also give me some feedback. I'm still learning and growing and trying to become better, and I feel like this is like the next step. And so please be honest with me. If you like it, you dislike it. We're still figuring out the format of it and what works, what doesn't work. So it's it would mean a lot to me if you guys could go check it out. Another question is, why did I choose to focus on digital media compared to traditional media, so being on TV or working in or writing for magazines or whatever it may be? Well, I think that digital media is the future. I'm not against doing traditional media. I just feel that that's not where my talent is. I just like the freedom that I have when I can create my own content and there's no rules really. I can say what I want, do what I want, and I can post it on, my platform. I would like to do something with traditional media at some point, whether it's like a show or I don't even know if it's possible, but I think that would be interesting. But when it comes to traditional broadcast, that's not what I want to do. I don't see myself doing that. So yeah, so that's what I do for a living. So much fun. I also get to go to, like I said, I get to go to events, I get to do pro-ams, I get to travel the world. It's a really cool job and I'm so lucky to be able to do what I do, but I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you guys supporting me and enjoying my content and liking what I put out. Another question is, do I ever see myself going back to playing full time? It's not off the table. I think that I definitely needed a mental break from going to junior golf to college golf to professional. It was just a long time of just grinding and I hated it. And so I wanted to fall back into love with golf, which I've done, and my game is better than ever. So maybe I'll get back into it. But right now I do love what I do and it's so much fun. So I don't see myself switching over, because when I was trying to do it where I was playing and working at the same time, it wasn't working. I wasn't putting all of my focus into either of them, and both of them were lacking. And so if I do decide to go back and play, then I will definitely take a break from what I'm doing here so I can focus all my energy on playing full time, and right now I'm not ready to do that. So that's why I still don't play competitively, but it's not off the table and I might make a comeback one day. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below. Always looking for your input, and thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next Thursday.